Terrible angle, terrible lighting, but we're just gonna go with it. Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Special guest today, my aunt. She's doing my hair.
Hello.
Making me more blonde. So today's video is gonna be about our second discussion of why Tamlin is a fat red flag, because apparently I just did not give enough information in the first video. I don't have my notebook with me, so this is going to be an interesting video. Also, she has no idea about this series, so she's no help in this situation either.
Sorry.
Fat ass spoilers in this video, so if you have not read this series or you're okay with getting spoilers. Also, I can't fucking see, so this is just a mess of a video.
Fine.
Everything's fine. Massive flag, red flag, number one, when it comes to just book one of A Court of...
Sorry, I needed a foil.
I also don't have the best setup right now, so my phone's just gonna be...
We're winging it.
Yeah. Anyway, so, in book one, A Court of Thorns and Roses. We're not even moving on to book two, just book one. So, number one, Mans knew about this treaty. So, he took advantage of that treaty. It struck a bargain with Amarantha, right? The bargain being he has 50 years to find a human girl who has hate in her heart, that kills a fae out of hate, and then falls in love with him, and then he'd break the curse, right? Okay. He only wanted Feyre. We all know this. He only wanted Feyre, not out of love, but just to save his people, okay? Admirable. Cute, I suppose. So we all knew he only wanted her to break the curse. So we all know from the get, they didn't love each other. They did not come together out of love. He took advantage of the treaty. Tamlin was ultimately the whole time trying to get her to fall in love with him. Red flag. He only wanted her to use her for his own benefit. Red flag. Massive flag.
Sounds like a normal man.
We can see where your commentary is going to be this whole video. So that's number one. Number two, he also sent out his people to get murdered in order for him to even find Feyre. Knowing... Right. Pussy is what that screams. So, not only did he send out people of his own people to be killed off, and most of them failing the entire 49 years that he was sending people out, right? So, Tamlin, number one, only wanted her for his own benefit. Number two, sent out his own people to get killed off in order to find this human. And then, when he got her, instead of giving her information, helping her figure it out on her own, Mans wanted her to stay locked up in the house, wear dresses, and be grateful that he didn't kill her. Yeah, I'm gonna fall in love with you real quick, my guy. Okay. So, and then not only that, but he gets butthurt about Lucien befriending her. Mans is just trying to be a wingman. He don't even like her for real. He don't even want her living in the house. But he gets mad about Lucien. Ow. Befriending her. You just stabbed the shit out of me.
With what?
I don't know. It hurt.
I don't have anything in my hand.
It hurt and it was sharp.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I don't know. It hurt and it was sharp. So not only is Lucien trying to be the best wingman possible, because he's the only person in the fucking series that can stand and actually cares for Tamlin. He gets mad about them being friends, and then turns around and tries to befriend her himself. Except any chance that he actually has to build a relationship with her, he doesn't like the way she reacts to things. He doesn't like that she went out to find the cereal, much less ended up in the situation that she was. And I understand that she's human, but my guy, she already killed...
Humans make mistakes.
A lot of them. But she already, at that point, had not only killed a fae, and granted, that fae let her, but she also trapped a cereal, which no fae had done in years. So can we give this human a little bit of credit here? Man's acting like she's so fucking delicate and she can just wither away to nothing in seconds, okay? So, not only did he get pissed off about her trying to find out information about the curse and about what she's supposed to do here and what her part to play in all of this is. But then, God, this is the most infuriating part. Their love didn't even, like, blossom slowly. It just happened out of nowhere. Stockholm Syndrome is what that screams to me. I mean, what else was she supposed to do? She lived with him for, like, half a year, I'm pretty sure. And by the time that it came around to her getting used to the place and her finally, okay, I can stand Tamlin. He's actually pretty nice. He's done a lot of things for my family. As far as I know, they're still safe and protected. Cool, great, grand. Instead of offering to help her learn how to read and write, offers to write the letter for her. So not only are you not trying to help her grow, you also want to control the words that she's trying to send to her family, because she's trying to warn them about the quote-unquote blight, right? Because it affects ultimately the humans across the wall. He would much rather silence her, keep her locked up, than help her and get her to figure out how to... get her to figure out how to help his people and help them break the curse. And granted, part of the curse is he can't tell her directly what it is, which is why he comes up with the blight. Except, my guy, you really weren't trying for real either. Especially when it came to her coming back and when they were under the mountain. Man sat there the whole time. Sat there next to Amarantha, watched her get beaten, watched her get fucking... almost eaten by a giant ass fucking worm. Literally watched it all play out. Did not move a single inch. Not even up to the last possible fucking second when she's still fighting. Rhys is still fighting. Who supposedly, doesn't even actually, he's supposed to be ruthless and doesn't care about anybody. But he's trying to actively save this fucking human the whole time. While Tamlin is just on the ground begging Amarantha not to kill her. Of course she's gonna kill this fucking bitch. You like her, and she likes you, and she don't want Feyre to live. But Tamlin the whole time was a massive red flag for me. Controlling, silenced her repetitively, even after the fact, was still... Mans had 3 days left until the end of the curse, right? And they all had to go under the mountain. He would have rather send her off. Didn't even tell her he loved her until after they done banged. Still sent her off the next day. And expected her to say, I love you back. I'm sorry. What are you doing?
I'm floored. And I ain't even read this shit. I am baffled.
Red flag, bro. So, controlling, Stockholm Syndrome as fuck. Man just wanted to fuck. Like, yo. This was wild.
No
and
man should ever read this book.
She had the audacity.
No, God.
If y'all...
We would be in so much trouble.
If men need advice on how to be men, read book 2, okay? Tamlin in book 1 appears to be the guy that you think you want when you're first coming into love, and that's what Tamlin is for her, is her stepping stone into life, not having to be in survival mode anymore and actually exploring the emotion of getting to love somebody. But even then, Tamlin didn't love her for real. He showed that the whole time. Mans just wanted to bang, and that's what he did. Even under the mountain, when he had one opportunity away from Amarantha, one opportunity to sneak away from her. And what he do? He tried to bang. Knowing damn well she had paint all over her body that would have given away the second somebody else touched her. And Rhys did that for a reason, because he didn't want, number one, he didn't want anybody else touching her. But number two, he didn't want Tamlin touching her more specifically. Because if Amarantha had found out that Tamlin was touching Feyre, Amarantha would have just killed the bitch immediately. There would have been no trials. There would have been no escape. There would have been nothing. She just wouldn't... out of there, okay? And Tamlin would rather have tried... even still, to bang Feyre under the mountain, then help her get out, help her solve the riddle, help her, give her some advice, or train her a little bit to fucking get through these trials. Nope. I want to bang. That's what I want it. Boy, bye. Because what the fuck? Because even Rhys interrupted that shit, and he's like, you stupid son of a bitch. Why would you do that? Knowing that, like, Mans had paint all over him. And if it wasn't for Rhys, they would have gotten caught. Everybody wants to hate on Reese in book 1. I did a little bit too, because man was definitely playing into her hatred for him. But Reese is a green flag all around. We'll talk about that in another video. I feel like I had so much more, but I don't have my book with me. But, I mean, shit, if that's not fucking proof enough of why Tamlin is a red flag in book 1 that's red, I don't know what else to tell you. Book 2 just gets worse. Book 2 just gets so much worse. Because then, at that point, she saved them from under the mountain. So, cool, grand. Everybody's saved, everybody's free. She died in the process, but it doesn't matter because she came back as a fae, because they all gave her life. Cool. And Tamlin takes her back. They end up getting engaged, and it's supposed to be happily ever after, right? Book 2 comes, okay? Book 2 comes, and it's just all of the red flags amplified. All of the red flags on display. All right? It's not just like, oh my god, he saved her, he's so amazing, that's great. No. Red flags all out in the open right there that were all in book 1. Open to the public right here, book 2, okay? But it's okay because book 2 Reese comes around, so it doesn't matter because fuck Tamlin. Because in book 2 it just gets awful, and everybody hates Tamlin in book 2. But I was not fooled by Tamlin in book 1 because that shit was so blatant, and book 2 just showed it better. It stopped rose-colored glasses, okay? It stopped the glorifying of it. You know, she's understanding now that, you know, Tamlin's not gonna fucking be there for her if she needs somebody. He literally ignored her throwing up every fucking night and having PTSD dreams about Under the Mountain. But we're gonna ignore that, right? We're just gonna pretend to sit there and sleep like we don't have fae hearing and we can't wake up to that shit. But alright. So, book 2. Not only does Tamlin continue his controlling efforts, continue his outrageous amount of anger towards her that he also showed in book 1, but it just became more amplified in book 2. Continue to try to seclude her and isolate her to the point where he locked her in a fucking house. And then, not only did he basically let Ianthe come in and just take over, which really Ianthe was doing the duties of the High Lady should have did, even though there are no High Ladies because Tamlin's a bitch and he can't handle anybody else having authority over him. But even then, bro, he was letting Ianthe run more shit than Feyre was, and Feyre's supposed to be your wife-to-be. So you just gonna let any bitch come in here and do what the fuck they please? Because she's a high priestess? No, she was a hoe. Can't nobody tell me that Tamlin and her weren't fucking. They had to have been. She was fucking everybody else. So, in book 2, obviously everybody already knows their hatred for Tamlin in book 2. But book 1 showed all of those things. Y'all were just so, you know, wearing the rose-colored glasses, trying to ignore that shit. Like,
Rose-colored.
No, for real. Trying to act like he wasn't toxic and abusive from the get. Okay? Man was showing that shit from the minute that he trapped Feyre into that fucking agreement. So, and for him, bro, I'm not even going to talk about book 3 yet. We're just going to keep it to book 1 and 2. Because book 3, and if you've read the series, you know the comment I'm talking about. Mans was really throwing a tantrum, bro. You was really reaching for anything in that moment, dude. Anything in that moment to piss off Reese or Feyre. You didn't like that you weren't getting a reaction, and then you finally fucking got one with that comment, because, bro. Except it wasn't even from Reese or Feyre, it was from Ezreal. We all know that comment that he made. So, those...
I don't know that comment that he made.
Well, okay, well, we'll talk about it. That's book 1, 2, and 3 of why Tamlin is a red fucking flag. I don't feel like it needs any more explanation.
I've done explain myself.
Without my notebook to boot, so. I'm pretty sure I had more reasonings in there. But my biggest one is just, yo, dude did not want to help her grow. he wanted to take advantage of the fact that she was still stuck in survival mode. He wanted to take advantage of the fact of how naive she was to love. And he wanted her to stay in that little box that he found her in. He didn't want her to ask questions. He didn't want her to take advantage of the newfound powers that she had as a fae. So it all just, and obviously it all just comes full circle, finding out about Rhys and Feyre. But Rhys and Feyre are mates, Anissa.
What?
They're mates, soulmates,
okay.
destined to be together.
Oh.
So obviously it comes full circle with why Tamlin was such a bad choice for her. But Tamlin, I also believe, was kind of going through a little bit of, you know, his own turmoil at that time. Obviously, he had uncontrollable rage. He had tantrums. But I think that all comes down to the theory of Amarantha being his mate and him rejecting her. Because it said, I think it's book 2 or 3, where it's said that the male fays still feel that bond. Even if, you know, it's rejected, if the bond's rejected, they can still feel that. There's still that connection. There's still that, you know, like the red string of fate type shit. There's still that connection between those people. And for Tamlin to have been the one to kill Amarantha to boot and, like, fully sever that bond, if there was one, I think that ultimately is another reason why it led to him being the way he was. So I think that there's a reason for everything, and I think that, you know, I understand Tamlin's character, and I understand why he was the way he was to an extent when it comes to that theory. But at the same time, that theory is not confirmed, so realistically, canonly, man is just a bitch. So those are my reasons why Tamlin is a red flag. I hope that was enough for you. If you want book proof, read the fucking series, because I'm done after this. I don't know how many more red flags y'all want me to give, because I feel like that was enough. Let me know if you guys still want me to give all of the reasons why Rhys was a green flag in book 1 and book 2, regardless of him acting like an ass. Because I can go rounds talking about that man. But yeah, if you guys would like the results of my hair, it'll be on Instagram and Snapchat. All of my social medias are down in the description below. They usually always are. So go ahead, give it a like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what more you guys want to hear from me. Let me know what series you need me to read. Currently on the last book to the Alcatar series, so that'll be, well, the last book that's out right now. So that'll be finished here soon, and I will talk about fully in-depth book 3, 4, and 5. And then I will move on to a different series to read. But that being said, this will be out. Check out my social medias if you guys want some extra content. And say thanks to Anissa being subjected to my YouTube torture. And my...
Yes. I'm just kidding.
You weren't supposed to agree.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
But yeah, thanks for joining this chaotic ass fucking video that I can't even imagine how long.
Oh my god, you're gonna have to edit this.
Oh my god.
3 days.
31 fucking minutes. Yeah, we're done. Thank you.
Bye.
Stay tuned for next week.